Your question asks, what's the limit as x approaches 5 from the left of x over x minus 5? The first thing you should try to do for when you're evaluating limit is plug in the number 5. So if we tried to plug in 5 right now, we'd get 5 over 0. But we know dividing by 0 is undefined, so we can't actually plug in 5 and get a number. So you have to think about what this function is doing at x equals 5. From pre-calc, you should know that we have a vertical asymptote in our function when our denominator equals 0. So we plug in 5, we get 0 in our denominator. So that should give us a vertical asymptote at x equals 5. If you take a look at our graph over here, you can see the vertical asymptote happening at x equals 5. So our function does not exist there. So the question is asking, what's our function doing as we approach 5 from the left-hand side, or in essence, as we approach our vertical asymptote from the left-hand side. So you can see to the left of our vertical asymptote, if we're on our function, our graph, as we get closer and closer to 5, our graph is going down and down and down and down. So as it goes down, as x gets closer to 5, our function goes down towards negative infinity. So our answer graphically should be negative infinity. All right, your question also asked to evaluate this limit numerically or with a table. So if you wanted to check what was going on near 5 from the left-hand side, you can make a table of function values, picking values of x that get closer and closer to 5. So I chose 4.5, 4.9, 4.99, and 4.999. If you take the time to plug in those values into the function in a calculator and evaluate them, you should get the following series of values. When you plug in 4.5 to the function, you should get negative 9. And when you plug in 4.9, you should get negative 49. And so forth and so on. You start to see a pattern. When I plug in 4.99, I get negative 499. And when you plug in 4.999, you get negative 4,999. So you can see as the values of x are getting closer and closer to 5, the output values for your function are getting larger and larger and larger negative. And that's illustrated in the graph as well. As we get closer to 5, the function values are getting larger and larger negative, going towards negative infinity. So both the graph and the table of values point to the fact that this limit is approaching negative infinity.